You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu.
Mic check, waifu. Trap House Telle, is that you?
We literally in the trap house. That's it. This is the end of this location. Tomorrow we out of here.
Hey, this is episode 99 of Mic Check Waifu. Before the big 100. 100 is going to be a live episode. I'm excited for that. Hopefully we can get that going. It's going to be on our YouTube, so make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's Mic Check Waifu on YouTube. You'll find us. Just subscribe to us there. But this is episode 99, and as always, it's brought to you by Lube Complex. Make sure you go to lubecomplex.com and use that offer code Waifu to save on your entire cart. Shout out to Lube Complex. They got some heat.
Always
some heat, bro. It's this new chain line that looks amazing. So shout out to Lube Complex for going and dropping that sweet gear. Now, it's also brought to you by our Patreon producers, Aaron Brown, Connor, Explicitly, Monique Williams, Shanti, and Treesus. Thank y'all so much for supporting us at the producer level, which is the Weeb tier on patreon.com. You get early access to our bonus podcast. Access, I should say, to our bonus podcast, The After Story, as well as early access to the video version of this show, where you can see Telle's new location, temporary location until he gets to the H time.
Right. You already got a number changed too. She got the 281.
Damn, y'all doing it like that?
I'm not changing my number.
Of course.
But Monique always, I think she's always had her number changed. So yeah, Monique is 281 right now. And then I'm still 216.
Of course, you always gonna be 216. That's what it's gonna be for me too. So, man, let's talk about it, man. So what's going on right now over on that side? If you're looking at the video version, his house is empty. It's like nothing there.
Today has been a struggle, like I said, bro. First, we was up mad early, cleaning, making sure everything was good. Our movers were supposed to be here at 12 p.m. So at 1:30, I called them and said, "Yo, where y'all at?"
Jesus.
Yeah, he was like, "I meant to give you a phone call, and I'm sorry I didn't. But when I got there, they didn't have your crate or your U-box ready. What? You know, because we ordered a pod. Yeah. So he said they didn't have your U-box ready. So instead of just waiting for it, I got these other jobs done in the meantime, so I didn't fall behind.
Smart.
So I'm like, you know what? That's cool. What time you think you'll be here?" He said, "I'll try and be there around 3.
Jesus.
And I'll give you a call, if anything happened." So 3 come around. I'm like, all right, it's 3 o'clock. I don't see him nowhere. I waited till like 3:30. Still don't see nothing. So Monique like, "You should probably call him." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I'm about to. Don't you worry." I call him. He goes straight to voicemail. I call him right back.
No
and it started
way.
ringing. And I'm just like, I bet. So I call U-Haul, and bro, U-Haul themselves ain't bad. U-Haul is making mad accommodations for me, doing everything right. It was the movers. The movers are trash. I will literally never not move it myself ever again. So we paid for the movers like $200, so it wasn't that bad. But they basically refunded that to me because we canceled that. We went and got a U-Haul truck ourselves, and I started moving the stuff myself. Now, the U-Haul truck had to be back by 11:15, which is actually fairly soon. So,
wait, so why did you need the U-Haul truck?
Because the mover was supposed to bring the pod to us. We were supposed to load the pod. They were supposed to take the pod back to U-Haul, and then U-Haul would ship it to Houston.
So you had to take the truck to the U-Haul spot.
Right.
To fill up the pod yourselves?
So that's not even that. We ain't even done yet, Polo. Hold up.
No.
Because we had to go to the U-Haul, right? We have to get the U-Haul back by 11:15. We pull up to the U-Haul. It's already closed. It closes at 8. But we have an access number, so that should give us the U-Haul box number. So we get there. While I get there, we don't have a U-box at all. They don't even have a number for our U-box. So basically what the mover was talking about, that they didn't have a U-box ready for me, was true. And it just wasn't a U-box there.
Oh,
so
shit.
I called customer service. They're like, oh, yeah, your U-box number should be here, but I don't see one. And I'm like,
only in Florida.
Okay. But bro, it's trash. So wait, just hear me out. So I'm like, we got to get this truck back, and it's going to be an extension fee or something like that. I call U-Haul. They're like, no, we'll extend it for you tomorrow, up to tomorrow, till 10 o'clock. U-Haul opens at 7. And you just go there, and if they don't have a number for you, they'll just give you one. I'm like, all right, bet, that's what I need. Cause I need to get in there, get my fucking box, and then load my stuff. So I got to be at U-Haul at 7 o'clock to load our U-box. And then after that, I think we just going to leave. Like, that's a wrap for we up out of here. Head straight to Texas.
Yikes.
Because Monique was like, we should just get a hotel and just stay there for them. I'm like, I'm going to be real with you. If we paying for a hotel, I'd rather not just sit around. Like, I'd rather get that hotel halfway to Houston or in Houston or something like that. Just go ahead and be on the move, because I'm just ready to get moving at this point. We've been sitting around here for too long.
I feel that, man. That's, I am dreading it, but.
Nah, it really ain't that bad. Like, when we moved from North Carolina to here, it was mad smooth. Mm-hmm. I think the issue was like, this just started off on the wrong foot.
Right. To be honest, man, I'm probably just gonna take the computer, Saber, and like a bag of clothes for me. We really not taking that much. Like, we got stuff, like our U-box is full of stuff, but it's really like the stuff we ain't taking no furniture, basically. Mm-hmm. No furniture, actually. Yeah, because we just gonna buy furniture when we get there. We ain't taking no furniture. We ain't even taking our bed or mattress or nothing. Our box frame, none of that. Damn. We taking, only thing I'm taking, I got my computer, clothes, my desk, and a few other miscellaneous items. It's really not that much. Like our air fryer, like small appliances, nothing big. Right. So like our truck is basically full of like photos, memorabilia kind of stuff, plates. It's nothing big. And the kids stuff, I'm sure. The kids got more stuff. Yeah, right. Yeah, that's how that go. Wow, man. Wow. Well, I'm glad it's finally on the move and you getting up out of there, man. That's it's exciting. I promise you. It's mad exciting. You have no idea. Yeah, I believe it. So, I'm gonna talk to you a little bit off air because I'm gonna need some advice. But anyway, all right, man. This is an anime podcast where we talk about anime. Mostly. Since we recording on a Friday, which is way early than we usually do, and not a lot of stuff released that is a part of our current weekly watches. We got a lot of questions from Twitter that we're gonna go ahead and answer, and in the second half of the show, we're going to review a non-anime using the Mic Check Waifu review scale. So shout out to Philip J. Woodward for putting this idea out there and having us. We're actually going to review Invincible, which is a cartoon, obviously. So we're going to review that using the Mic Check Waifu scale. So stay tuned for that. We're also going to answer a bunch of Twitter questions. So thank y'all so much for doing that for us, because we needed it, because we ain't got much to watch or much we've watched this week. So I guess we'll start off with The Dues. Talk to me, bro. You watched one of my favorite slice of life this season. Oh yeah. So I watched what is it called? Osmake, yeah. First things first, bro. Why didn't you tell me this shit was so good? I hate you so much. I hate him. You gotta be the worst, because I hate this is giving me Rent a Girlfriend vibes, but like dramatic. And well, I guess Rent a Girlfriend was dramatic too. Yeah, but like better almost, I guess. And that's how I feel, which is crazy. For one, okay, I want to clear this up, listeners. I gave this recommendation to Telle when it dropped multiple times. I posted it on our Twitter. You can see the receipts. April 28th. I told everybody to watch this show. This show is fantastic. Follow our Twitter at Mic Check Waifu. But this show is fantastic, man. This is a surprise, because for one, the main character is better than Rent a Girlfriend's main character for sure. for sure. And then the girls, they're like
con artists.
Yeah, they're like stressful, but not too bad. You know, they're con artists. I guess that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, they're schemers. Exactly.
Well, they were schemers until they were trying not to scheme, and then they fuck up. It's an endearing story that I just love so much so far.
It's like they all. So the big thing is like, I do like the fact they all actually like him for their own specific purposes.
Yep.
But they have their reasons for turning him down, and like really because of their attraction to him, like they're so in love with him that they have to make them want him. That's what they want, right? Mm-hmm. And it's almost kind of like a very egotistic thing, but I don't mind that so much, right? Oh. Like it's not the worst thing in the world, but it's like it's cute. Mm-hmm. Also his competition and his I guess his competition with the other one guy character was really cool too.
Yeah. The fact that after watching that episode, that particular like talent show episode, I was like, yo, this shit is so good. To come to find out that he wasn't really like a rival or anything like that. He didn't really want anything to do to hurt him. He just wanted to bring him back into the light, which I just thought was so dope, man. I'm like, damn. Big fan. Yeah, I'm like, damn, even the supporting characters is like legit. Hopefully my phone don't die because we got some questions. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to read one.
And throw that on the charger too.
Yeah, I'm about to do that right now.
I did want to say though, real quick.
Yeah.
Osmake, to me, if I had to rate it off just pure entertainment value, I'm probably giving it like a 10 for entertainment.
It's definitely entertaining.
Definitely like a 10 for entertainment.
Because it's hilarious for one. Like
100%.
Literally laughing out loud. So the reason why I wanted to bring in the question now, because it kind of relates to what we're talking about right now. So what is one side character that you wish had a good spin-off show? And this comes from Young Swagatar from Twitter. So shout out to you at Young Swagatar, the first time he's written into the show. We appreciate you. But what is one side character that you wish had a good spin-off show? All the side characters in this show is phenomenal, for one. Mm-hmm. Like every last one of them, I think, can have their own show, especially his best friend. I want to know what the fuck is going on with him and what he's about. Because he's just existing to like almost be in a way, but in a helpful way. That makes sense. But a good side character that deserves a good spin-off show. Let's see. Hey, don't judge me for this. You know how we feel about this show. But our boy Tsukasa from Dr. Stone, I want to see his life like before the freeze. All that shit he went through, because that little flashback wasn't enough.
Tsukasa's a really good character too, though.
Facts.
Like all the moments with him involved in the show are the best moments, if we're being fair.
100%.
My choice for a side character with a really good spinoff would be Otto from ReZero.
Really?
Yeah. Otto just seems like a really interesting character, and you can see him putting himself in a harem situation and just being like nervous about it.
Oh, yeah.
Especially also because, he's enchanted with that ability to like talk to like forest spirits and whatnot.
Yeah, and wildlife and shit like that.
Also, another cool, like, if he was a main character, it would be a pretty cool, like, topic or even like just to help him out in the world in general.
Right. That's actually not a bad idea too. Shit, man. What about, I guess,
everybody from Clannad could be a good.
Oh my God. And they did that. Right, like they
did, but not the whole story,
Right. Everybody had their little time to shine, but man, facts. Man, that's a good one, man. That's a good one.
I'm also thinking, Shars from Shiver Befell Night. His sister's roommate.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to see his power so bad with him being able to phase in and out of shadows. I was just like, yeah,
he needed his own show.
Him do something.
He needed his own show for sure. I need something from Astra. I need Ugar's side story.
Why'd he turn out that way?
Yeah. What why he became the way he had. And they gave us a little flashback of it, but man, I think it would have been epic to see like his, I guess, destruction. He seemed to be the only one that knew something wasn't right.
For sure.
Like, it's like, yo, shit ain't seeming right. Shit ain't seeming right. I gotta rewatch Astra just for the fun.
All those characters are just too good, though.
The facts. But Osmake, man, so far so good. One of my favorites.
It's now on the top one of my list right now. I'm not saying it's my favorite to watch right now. I'm just saying that turning it on and not expecting anything and got what I got.
Not expecting anything. Like I haven't been praising it on this show. I hate you.
But bro, hear me out.
I've literally been praising it. It's all I've been doing.
Hear me out. Slice of life ain't my bag. Even now that I'm trying it, it's not my bag.
That's true. That's a good point.
It's
good point.
Not my bag.
Hey, that's
but this shit here, bro, is amazing. I was dying.
Those are some really good points, man. Those are really good points.
Also, when the one girl broke into his house, from the key.
Oh yeah, the key that she got from his mother, or not his mother. Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy. I love it. So, I want to slide in another question before we move on to another show. Treesus says, because the show I want to move on to is this one. So, Treesus, one of our Patreon producers, says, "How are y'all liking Shaman King reboot so far? I'll wait until it's like 8 to 10 episodes before he start." So I got to episode 3, and man, it's definitely like a longer form shonen, where they kind of drag episodes a bit. But I will say this reboot is so clean with like its moments, because Shaman King always had those moments where they have the spirit outside of Yo, and they're like charging up or whatever the hell it is they do with these spirits. It looks so good.
Yeah. And I mean, yeah, I agree. I think that this season, because I don't remember the first, like my first time watching it years ago that much, So this is kind of a bit of a refresher. I'm not 100% caught up on it though.
It feels like Dragon Ball Z Kai, to be honest.
Like it's cutting through all the BS.
Yeah, while there's still the BS in there, it's going a lot smoother and faster, where it's like more streamlined.
Yeah,
that's what I noticed.
I mean, that the first few episodes, I think I stopped where you are too. It seemed super smooth for me as well. Like it just seemed like everything that's happening is just like, I mean, how do you say it? It's just on point, and it doesn't really seem exaggerated or overextended. Yeah,
I'm liking it. The problem is I can't watch it. Like I want to watch it straight through. So I'm kind of appreciative that Netflix decided to take it, because I mean, other than we got other shit we could watch.
Right.
I think I would rather watch it when it's done.
Or you can just hit it all at once.
Yep. And that's what I think I might do. I might do what you're doing, Trees. I might let it hit 10, watch those 10, and then from there, I'll probably just wait till it's done. So I think that's going to be the play. But it's so far so good, man. I think you would like it just as much as you like the OG. Probably better. Definitely better. Yeah, I do remember how much I hate his the girlfriend, quote unquote.
Yeah.
I fucking hated her, dude. I hated her back then, and I hate her now.
But why?
She is the worst. Ugh. Man, I hate those pushy, demanding, I'm going to be your wife because I want to be for ulterior motives purposes. Like, I just can't stand them.
Yeah. I actually, I don't mind pushy characters, but it's the ulterior motives for me. Like, I don't rock with that at all.
No, fuck that. Get out of here. You just trying to ride my coattails, and that's what I hate that shit. I hate that shit so much.
Trying to ride the wrong thing. That's not what we do.
Trying to ride the wrong thing. I hate them.
Don't hate me.
You on the road tonight?
I got it. I ain't got no choice.
Since it was only a couple of shows I watched, Higehiro, outside of Osamaki, is also great. It's yeah, what's up?
I'll talk about my 10 minutes with that show.
Yeah, for sure.
That first few minutes seemed super wholesome. Felt mad bad for our main character on his first date. Like you said, I was like, bro. First of all, he got a point there, but also like if he didn't make his motives known up front, which I guess is kind of fair to her, but it also kind of sucks for him because, you know, like, why do I got to be super upfront every time I want to take a girl out? Mm-hmm. But it's also like, damn, bro, if you was just more upfront, like you wouldn't even made it that far to even be that hurt.
Facts.
But she shot him down. It's like, actually, I'm seeing somebody. Actually, ma'am, that was wild. I can't believe we even came this far.
You know what I'm saying?
He found old girl on the street by herself. And, you know, kind of, I remember what you were saying exactly. And I'm seeing it as you saying it in my mind when I was watching this, like, first few minutes. And she come back to the home with him. And she, like, you know, she going for it. She like, you know, what you want me to do? And he's like, whatever you want, I guess. Like, just do it over there.
I know. Like,
I'm like, I feel you, bro.
It's exactly.
I like the energy.
Like, chill. No, I don't want no teenage girl. Oh, yes, man. So far, so good. It'll have you talking. Like, what the fuck? What's going on? Like, I'm on Twitter talking to Ash Strange Keith on Twitter, like, yo, this show is crazy. And we just like throwing out some theories and shit. And so far, so good, man. Thought that those two's been hitting. I think for me this week, I watched 3 shows because, again, everything isn't out yet. The standout is definitely Osamaki this episode, only because of who they added to the mix. Mm-hmm. That's just about to be crazy. But it was a good episode of Haji this time because of Gotu. What's her name? I forget her name. The boss lady met Sayuri-chan. So that was an interesting little conversation that they had because shit got into real awkward territory because them two was left in the place alone and they were talking about obviously our main character. So very interesting stuff. Good show.
I know you probably didn't get around to watching it yet, but the Saint's magic power is omnipotent.
So hold on. Sorry. I gotta stop. Unbothered Mike is watching Scum's Wish and it just blew me back.
Oh God. You know, it's probably, you know, he is in the slice of life bag is what he said.
Yep.
He said he slice of life Mike.
Yep. Oh. Okay.
But the Saint's magic power is omnipotent it's such a subtle show, but bro, when you start watching it, I just need you to go ahead and tell me how much you love it. So
what I keep seeing about it, this is about to sound fucked up. I am not a fan of this kind of show.
What kind of show is it?
I don't know. Is it like, I don't know how to explain it. I'm not even gonna say it. Fuck it. But
I mean, because it is more woman centric, but it's really just like mad chill, but it raises a lot of questions.
Is it like a picky choosy type of love situation?
No, not even.
So it's not like a reverse harem kind of deal.
Not at all. No harem. It doesn't feel like a harem at all. It's really more about like the main character. She is in this new world basically all by herself, and well, she's not by herself. She gets summoned to a world with another character, and they are both considered. No one knows if either one of them is a saint. So they were summoned, and because both of them were summoned, the Grand Mage used too much magic power and basically goes into a coma and is unable to appraise which one is the saint. Mm-hmm. we just found out recently in the latest episode that of the two girls who were summoned, our main character, she has so much magic power that she cannot be appraised by the Grand Priest.
Damn.
So it would mean that she is probably the saint, or she's just much, much stronger than him. And he's the strongest mage in their entire kingdom. But then you have the other girl who, when he appraised her, her magic power is extremely low, but she can learn anything super fast and become accustomed to those abilities. So we have the woman who can do magic, and her magic power is, basically way above anyone else. And then you have the other one who we don't know if she's a saint either, because they both could be saints at this point.
Right.
But it's not that she has magic power. She just has the ability to learn anything super fast, but she's just not good with magic.
Interesting.
So like, we just got that understanding in this episode. And it's like, it feels like because they're inducting her into the actual court now, that she will be heading into battle, and they're going to teach her magic soon. Or like actual magic, like fighting magic, because all she knows now is healing magic and potions. But all of her, it's really interesting because all her potions and whatnot are like 1.5 times stronger than everyone else's potions. So she could have like a cheap little regular potion that takes like 1 second to make, and it's like stronger than everybody's potion.
Interesting.
Even if she cooks for people, her cooking gives people energy, because anything she touches that has any kind of spirit imbued into it is just better than everyone else's because of who she is. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, I like that.
But I know I didn't really give a good explanation to it the first time I told you about it. But this show is, I just enjoy it, bro. It's better than wholesome, and I think if you watch it, you'll actually like it.
Copy that. All right, I'll turn it on this week or for next week.
Plenty of time.
Yeah, for sure. So with all the things you watch, Osmake is also your standout as well.
For sure, Uzumaki. That shit was a 10 for me. I'm just surprised at how good it was.
Let's go. Okay. All right. Let's get to these questions then before we get to the second half of the show. All right. Oh my goodness, we got a lot. We got a lot. Let's go. Okay. So, where do we want to start here? We already did a side character. All right. Question from Scuba Steve. He says, how long before we can link Telle? And then he said, also, no plot armor. No, you know what? How long can we link Telle? Let's start with that one first.
So I'll be able to link once we officially get our first living arrangement set up. So we got to get our actual place we're going to stay at first. And then once we get moved in, Steve, I got you. I'll hit you up. I'll text you or something, bro.
Clean. And he said, also, no plot armor in Invincible. What's an anime where you feel that there is no plot armor for the main character? Easy. Steins Gate.
I was gonna say ReZero, but also I kind of feel like that ability itself is like plot armor. It just
sucks.
It's the worst possible plot armor.
That's a great point.
I was gonna say fucking Akame got killed.
Trash ass show.
Claymore.
Grimgar, Fantasy and Ash. No problem.
Grimgar has none. Made in Abyss.
Oh my god, yes. Speaking of Made in Abyss, season 2 is finally coming, bro. I don't know how to act.
I did see that possibly a blend of Made in Abyss too.
Yeah.
Also, Full Metal Alchemist. Because once you die, you die. God Eater. I don't know if you've seen God Eater, but yeah, everybody dies. Not everybody, but people you don't expect to die. So yeah, Witchblade. Quite a few series out there that I saw. Now I'm just like, yeah, they just like people just die, and they just like you didn't expect it to happen.
So with the plot armor conversation, the only real plot armor in a lot of these shows come from the main popular shonen. So the Black Clovers, the motherfucking Fire Force,
the
One Pieces, Dragon Ball Z's, all those have the plot armor. But anything else outside of the Bleaches and shit, they really don't. So maybe it's just a trope of those type of anime. like the popular battle shonen.
It could also be the growth of the anime writers in general, right?
True.
Like you can tell anime is different now than it was years ago. Like
100%.
even One Piece itself, right? Being an anime that's transcended like 20 years basically at this point. It's not the same as like the new up and coming anime. Like shit changes, and these new writers, they're doing things entirely different. The plot armor, if there is plot armor, is so thin that it almost doesn't feel like it.
Right, exactly. Which feels good, which is great because it's evolution. Because I'm so fucking tired of the typical shit. All right, hey, let's go to Ked the Pro from Ked the Pro from Chaotic Culture Podcast. Shout out to you, brother. We appreciate you for writing in. He says you have to choose one and you cannot pass. This is easy. Would you rather cheese on a pancake or ketchup on eggs? That's the first question.
It's easy.
Ketchup on eggs. I do that anyway. Judge me 100%.
Not. Ketchup on eggs over. First of all, I've seen ketchup on eggs before. Cheese on pancakes?
That shit is unheard of.
Still wild.
It's crazy. It's question number 2.
Eat your pancakes in 2 times speed, Vash.
Question number 2. Out of the least favorite shonen characters, which would you hang out with if you had no choice? Least favorite shonen characters. Oh, shit.
Who's my least favorite shonen character? I guess if I'm choosing like of the big shonen right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm choosing.
It has to be your least favorite, though.
I know. I'm choosing Asta as my least favorite.
Fuck.
And even Asta, in my opinion, is not as bad as like some other characters that I hate. Because Asta is like the only good character in this fucking show. Not really his only good character, but he's the only one who actually works for anything. So I can't even say I wouldn't. I can't even say I wouldn't be mad to chill with Asta.
I still want to know why anti-magic sword can fly, but we ain't gonna talk about that now.
It's the anti-magic vibrations.
Okay.
Hey, look, you gotta pull out the cat book that the lovers of that show do once in a while.
Shit, man, I don't know, man. Least favorite though. I mean, my least favorite is Black Clover. I guess I'll hang out with bitch ass.
Never.
Yeah, I probably. Yeah.
If I had to hang out with I had to learn magic just to blow his feet off or something.
I hate him. I can't stand him.
Get rid of his fingernails permanently or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Hey, our boy Semi Sensei. Semi Sensei says, got 2 for y'all. He says, favorite Yozakura family member for Mr. Yozakura family. I started reading because of y'all, and it's great. Yes, brother, it is. That's his first question. So my favorite, man. This is gonna be weird, but I like the big brother, man.
I was gonna say the same thing, right?
Oh, really?
But hear me out. I'm not gonna choose the big brother because I knew you were gonna say that.
I thought I just knew you was gonna be like, what? You like him?
No, I knew you were gonna say that. So I'm choosing Kengo, the disguised brother.
Yes. This guy, yeah, he's legit.
Yeah,
he's legit.
Yeah, because I was like, I know who Polo gonna pick, but I knew who you were gonna pick because I was like, the big brother stands out, right? Like he is the best assassin for a reason, and like he's actually, even though the manga itself is just funny, he's a whole other level of comedic relief because he will try and kill him.
Yes, literally.
He gets, yep. But also, like, he doesn't mind putting his entire family at risk because he knows they can survive. 100%. So it doesn't matter.
He's a demon. He's a straight demon too.
The whole time.
That's the exact reason why I chose him. I love it, man. Simi, I'm glad you liking it. It's so good. He said, "What's the best anime and manga recommendations you've got?" First question number 2. Best anime recommendation, I'll have to say, it came from Legal Overdose, and it's Grimgar. He's the one that got me hip to that, even though he doesn't watch as much anime. But He got me hip to Grimgar. And then manga, I'll have to say, who was it? Nobody, actually. Nobody got me into Love is War. I just picked it up because I was looking for Slice of Life. Oh, one of my Twitch viewers a long time ago recommended Solo Leveling, and I never picked it up. And then I had to be reminded on Twitter to pick up Solo Leveling. So I'm gonna go with that one. Those two are the best for me.
So, best anime recommendation would have to be Full Metal Alchemist, because I was in college when someone recommended it to me, even though I know it had been out for years. I had always seen it, but most of the time when it came on, as Polo knows, I'm an early sleeper. So I was passed out most of the time when it came on. But I watched it in college, finished it in like a day and a half, and at that point it became my GOAT. Other than that, Ash Lost in Space, Polo recommended that one to me, and another great recommendation. Manga wise, I'd have to say not Full Metal, goodness gracious, the My Hero Academia manga. One of the best mangas I've ever read, and then also one that I think most people just shouldn't skip, One Piece. One Piece, even though I know it's a shit ton of chapters, there's just so many moments in that manga that's really good. And I feel like if you read it, you don't have to deal with all the bloat of having to watch 10-minute recaps every episode.
Literally 5 minutes of an episode, and then the rest is recap. It's fucking ridiculous. Shit. All right. Hey, another one of our producers, the Shabibble, aka Aaron, says a couple of questions this week. What are your thoughts on catchphrases in anime? That's his first one.
Okay. This one of the ones I took notes for.
Okay. Yeah, he says, do y'all find them endearing, annoying, or somewhere in between?
So it depends on the catchphrases, right? Like, let's say, tuturu.
You hated that.
Like, yes, but also towards the end, it was like, no, I want to hear it more.
Facts.
Like, I want to hear it more. Okay.
Oh man, that's good.
But then you got like the Omoiro Shinderu, right? Everyone loves that. Like, it's hard. You'll be hard pressed to even hear that and not know what it means, or not even not know what it means, but have never heard it before. Naruto's Believe It.
Yes, I like. That's one I actually like.
I love Believe It.
Yeah.
And actually, I was thinking about like, damn, that shit did not transcend really into Naruto Shippuden. Like, it probably came up like 2, maybe 3 times, but he was saying Believe It every other episode in Naruto.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, it got to the point where he was just trying to prove it at that point.
Yeah, and then you got go ahead.
So for Naruto, it went from Believe It to and that's what.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of was like, okay, it's kind of annoying, but also very endearing because of that story with him and his mother that got me every single time I watched it. Every single time.
Right.
Like when she said it, I was like, oh, shit.
And then you got Garan Lagan.
Shout out to Aaron from Black Anime Podcast.
Who the hell do you think I am?
Oh my gosh.
That shit is hard. And I'm not saying it's hard. It was just good.
Okay,
bro.
so let's
Polo's laughing.
We just named a bunch of our favorites. And then he says this also may be directed at Telle, but what do you prefer, reading or watching an arc first?
Currently, it depends on one of two things. Right now, I would much rather read My Hero Academia because the anime, for whatever reason, just ain't hitting for me. But me and Polo and I are agreeing on the same things when we watch them. So I don't think it's just like me. I just think that they're handling it wrong. So right now I'm saying I prefer a manga arc over the anime arc because the manga is just landing better for me.
Yeah, I think I would have preferred to watch the Attack on Titan arc instead of reading it. Reading it, I cared less. I think watching it, I probably would have cared a little bit more, even though I still probably wouldn't care as much.
Yeah. But, until they rewrite that ending to make it better.
Yeah, I mean, the ending's fine. I'm fine with the ending. But then again, I don't care as much about these characters as everybody else did. So yes, that's the major difference. But yeah, no, those are catchphrase is a good one because that's something we'll never think about until like you hear. You know what catchphrase I can't stand though?
Which one?
Fucking Astus.
What's his catchphrase?
I'm gonna be the Wizard King. Yep, I fucking hate it. I'm so tired of it.
I'm gonna be the Hokage. It's the same thing,
man. But I heard I'm gonna be Hokage way less than I heard Wizard King, and there's 300 more episodes.
Right.
I can't stand it. Okay. Let's see. Great question so far. Hey, we got two more questions. We got two more questions from So Very Unrelated. Storyteller Librarian. She says, what's the best magical girl anime? That's one.
So the only ones I actually like are Madoka Magica and Symphogear. And I have to say Symphogear has better sound design just overall. But Madoka Magica, yeah, that shit was great. And so I'm gonna give it to Madoka Magica.
As you know, So Very Unrelated, Polo don't do the magical girl, so I'll leave that to Telle. Was there one that I watched though? There was one that was extremely dark. I don't think it was considered a magical girl, but these girls were like playing this card game. And it was real dark. Like if you lost, you got transformed into the card and then used by other players. And then the winner of the entire, like, it was like this tournament game thing. And the winner of this tournament got to make a wish of anything they wanted, like anything whatsoever. And I think the girl either won or lost or something like that, or came close to losing or winning, something like that. It was real good though. Real good.
Now hear me out. Madoka Magica is like 10 times darker than that.
Oh, see, I don't know because I don't watch it. So.
I know. I'm just saying it's way darker than that, but I know I want to kind of see that's not Card Captor. That's something else.
I don't know. Somebody on Twitter will let us know. Let us know when you hear this. Another question she has is what anime duo has the best, most evenly matched rivalry? Ooh, what a good question.
I mean, we could, I guess we could quite literally say like Sasuke and Naruto.
Yeah.
Or Naruto and Sasuke. Yeah. Because they literally both lost an arm. But I do also sometimes
that fight is so underrated, by the way.
Yeah, I agree. But also I think Naruto really could have handled him if he wanted to kill him. But Naruto, even though he said he wasn't holding back, I think Naruto held back because Naruto's not going to kill him.
Yeah.
After seeing what Naruto could do in like Boruto,
well, he didn't know he could do that.
Yeah, I mean, clearly it took some time, but it's also just like, come on, bro.
Yeah,
he could have handled Sasuke if he wanted to.
Straight up.
But who else?
Evenly matched rivalry. That's the part that gets me with this question. Evenly matched. It's not really many evenly matched rivalries. Like Goku and Vegeta. Vegeta can't seem to be evenly matched with Goku, even though
Goku's never beaten Vegeta either, though.
They never beaten each other. That's correct. That is true. But
the only time Vegeta had the upper edge was Majin Vegeta.
Yeah, he was a badass then too.
I mean, he was always a badass. I just like the fact that he let himself get controlled to be like, I'm gonna kill Kakarot, and he still didn't really get controlled. That's how badass Vegeta was. Goodness gracious, that character.
Evenly matched, man. This is tough. Rivalry. Pokemon ain't got any?
No, because Gary beat Ash all the time.
Yu-Gi-Oh?
No, because Yugi beats Kaiba.
Like a lot, too.
Relentlessly. he Zodiac his ass. Come on, bro.
The
first episode.
Heart of the cards.
Right. He drew all 5 pieces in the first hand.
Never did he draw all 5 pieces in the first hand. Kai was about to get in that ass too. Pause. That's a great question. I do think the Naruto and Sasuke one is probably the best one because who else has a rivalry, right? Like,
I mean, yeah, because it you could say like Deku
Denpachi and Ichigo.
That's not even. That's not even.
Dude, true.
Ichigo, with the power that he fought Aizen with, I think would body.
Oh my god, it'll be literally
the entire universe.
He will literally erase him from the manga page. It doesn't like. It's crazy.
Yeah, just go to the right. Like, hey, look, I don't think this character's supposed to be here.
True.
Right. You're right. You too strong for me to even let them show up here.
What were you about to say before I rudely interrupted?
Nope.
Gone.
I remember it.
Gone. Sorry. She also has another side note. When is the next watch along? Like when you guys did Bleach and Yu Yu Hakusho.
Now, I've actually been thinking about this a little bit, and it's hard to think about which one to do, but I think also we have 2 really big choices, and one of them I think because we are really big Naruto fans here, that I think it would be kind of dope to do a Naruto watch with the pod. It's just so many episodes, you know.
Yeah, or we can commit to our promise to our boy Treesus and watch Soul Eater.
Please. Oh, yeah, I would happily.
Yeah, it could be Soul Eater. It might be Soul Eater, or it could be Gintama, but that's even more episodes than Naruto. So,
yeah.
So Soul Eater, you watched already. Gintama, neither one of us watched. We might have to do another poll to figure out which one of those we gonna watch.
Put it up after this episode go up.
Copy that. Should it be between those 2, or should we add a third?
Nah, let's keep it simple.
Those 2. All right.
I'm gonna put it on the Facebook page too.
Copy that. Let's go to our boy @_Rob Dre, one of our Patreon supporters. He says, oh yeah, he always brings the heat with these questions, so I love him. He says, what was y'all first gaming console?
Mine was a Sega Genesis.
If I'm going off my personal
purchases,
well, I guess we could just do both of them, like personal purchases and the first game console we actually played. So mine was the Super Nintendo because my mom had it for Zelda. That was the only game she ever wanted to play. And then the one I bought myself was the PlayStation 3.
So,
because I got a 360 for Christmas.
So I kind of got a couple different ones here because my mom bought me, I don't know if y'all remember this, but the Game Boy Advance SP.
Oh yeah, I guess what was the first one we got that was bought for us? So that was the first one for you?
Well, no, that's not the first one that was bought for us, but my mom got me one, but I also bought the limited edition red one. So I had a blue one, and I bought the limited edition red one with my allowance money. So that was the first one I bought with my own money. And then after that, I think I bought a PlayStation 3 just like you.
Yeah. The first one my mom got for me that was for me and not like my brother or anything like that was the GameCube. Because my brother got the PlayStation like in 99 or whatever it was.
And when I tell you, Polo loved his GameCube.
Man, listen, we used to bring it out. We used to bring it outside in the patio and play some Smash, some Pinkman.
Polo was the only one. Like, he got me hip to Pikmin. I was like, why would anyone play this fucking game?
The game was legit, man. The game was sick.
Polo House, he had the Pikmin running. I was like, let's go, bro.
Oh man. Okay. Another Rob J question says, who's smarter? Ooh, Lelouch or Light?
So
you never finished Code Geass.
What? No, why would you say that?
You finished it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Why would you say that?
I thought you didn't finish it.
Don't disrespect me like that. You want to give your answer first? Or you want me to give my answer?
I think Lelouch is smarter because he had to command militaries. He had to fight wars, and that strategic power. Oh, should I say strategic right the first time and the second time? Let's go. I hate that word. That's one of those words I fuck up on all the time. But yeah, he had to fight wars, and the way he maneuvered around battlefields was fucking insane.
So
Light, he just had to dodge the cops.
Here's my perspective. I think that Lelouch is the better strategist 100%. Like, if it came down to making a plan that's long term, 100% Lelouch wins every single time. But I think on the fly, like if you just had to make a quick decision and make sure it's the right decision, Light is on point with quick decisions.
Lelouch had to do that too, though, even quicker, right? Because there was times where he was about to get. I guess he was saved a couple of times, though.
Yeah, he was saved a couple of times. A couple of times were not within his mental grasp. But yeah. I mean, I still think Lelouch overall, his grand scheme picture, like his overall vision, he basically succeeded. And I think that's what makes Lelouch the more strategic one, because Lelouch succeeded, whereas Light did not.
Nope. Fell to the depths. Oh my God. And this is probably my favorite question Rob has ever asked us ever. He says, what is an album that you can play all the way through with 0 skips? Oh, what a good question, man. There's 2. There's Graduation, Kanye West. And there's Nothing Was the Same by Drake. Those 2 albums, I don't skip anything.
It's kind of hard for me. So, number 1 for me would be Man on the Moon.
That's a good one.
And probably number 2 would be Channel Orange.
Ooh, Channel Orange is it? Yeah, that's another one, dude. That is another one. Holy shit. Yeah. Yeah, no, I never skipped anything on that one. Yeah, that's a good
Channel
one.
Orange, that whole thing was a vibe, bro.
Straight up. Damn. We knocked out all the questions.
Let's go. We appreciate all those questions. We needed them.
Facts. We appreciate y'all so much. Shout out to y'all for asking the questions. If I missed it, I don't think I missed anybody. Yeah, no, that's it. All right. Shout out to Slice of Life Mike for disrupting the show a little bit with me finding out that he's watching Scum's Wish right now. That's crazy.
What did he say?
He was just saying something about the teacher in Scum's Wish.
Oh, goodness.
Oh, yeah.
That's one I never finished. I got to finish.
Oh, you have to fucking finish Scum's Wish.
I'm so out of the loop with Scum's Wish.
Oh, my God. It's a must watch for anybody that's not in the Slice of Life. It'll change you.
So we got 80 questions.
All right. We are going to now get to know Mic Check Waifu, where one of us rolls the random number generator. The other reads the question associated with that number. It's my turn to roll the random number generator. It's our turn to read the question. So 80 questions. What we get? 57.
If money was no object, what would you do all day?
Man. Stream video games, man. If I didn't have to pay bills, I would be a full-time streamer.
I mean, I would agree, but probably still not even. I wouldn't even do that full time. I would be like a traveler. Like, I guess I would want to stream that too, though. If we being real,
yeah, 100%.
Like I'd want to travel. I just want to go out and just live life, bro. Like, see what real freedom is like, because that's really what freedom is. It's like you just go out and do whatever, and you not have to worry about like, oh, I got to go to work in the morning.
Right. I don't like people, so I ain't doing that. But I would travel to like vacation and shit. But
that's what I'm saying.
Like I would take a vacation from streaming. You know what I'm saying? Just go places.
Polo, the kind of person like where streaming become his job.
Yep.
He go on vacation, take his computer with him and stream there.
I don't care if I don't make any money streaming. It would be just my job. That's what I want to do. But then I'll go to like fucking Tokyo whenever I want to.
And stream there.
Mm-hmm. And just walk around streaming. Okay. Well, we're going to take this quick break, and when we come back, we are going to review Invincible using the patented Mic Check Waifu scale. So this is different because this is not an anime, but it still pertains to our scale. So we're going to get right to it right after this. And welcome back to episode 99 of Mic Check Waifu. As always, it's brought to you by don'ttalkshop.com. Make sure you visit don'ttalkshop.com and use that offer code Waifu15 to save 15% off your entire order. Bro, we are going to review a cartoon using the Mic Check Waifu anime scale. It's different.
Clearly a super popular cartoon too, but
yes.
Yeah.
So what we decided to do, shout out to Philip J. Woodward for giving us the idea to review Invincible, because it's 2 weeks removed from the season finale. It's settled in, it's settled down, got to marinate with it a little bit, and now we're going to review it. The way our review works, we're going to review Invincible. The way our review works is that we rate 5 categories using a 20-point scale. That 20-point scale is 1, 1.5, 2, 2.5, all the way up into 10. Those 5 categories that we rate individually are animation, sound design, pacing, plot, and characters. Once we rate all of those categories, we then combine those scores into one overall score for each person, and then combine each person's score into an overall Mic Check Waifu score. So, with that being said, this is the review. Starting with animation. What did you think of Invincible's animation?
No glaring issues to me. It just wasn't like, I guess we're used to watching anime, which always seems to have a significantly higher quality
facts
animation. So to me, I have to give it a 7 out of 10.
Yeah. For me, it wasn't much special, right? Like, it wasn't anything to write home about. Like cartoons, they're relatively stiff. There were some moments though that looked really, really cool. Inside
like the fly through the towns.
Yeah.
I guess also when you say, I think about that train scene that had to be
right. But for me, it was about a 7 as well, which isn't bad, but it isn't that great either.
It's above average.
Definitely above average for sure. What was your favorite animated part in the entire series?
It was one. I mean, it was that whole final episode because the train scene, and then when he was beating down his son, Omni-Man was beating down his son, like just how overall everything looked was like ridiculous, but also every scene of them like getting thrown through the town and like them actually flying around. I know it was like slight CGI, but it actually, I guess because it was a cartoon, it felt better, like placed better than it would in an anime. If you get what I mean.
Yeah. It's gonna kind of be hard to get out of the mindset of anime, you know, because it's a cartoon.
Right.
Like it's significantly different to just regular anime. So for me, I think a 7 is about right though, even taking that into consideration, you know what I mean?
Yeah. What was your favorite animated scene though?
My favorite animated scene was probably the fight between him and the cyborg. That was like extremely interesting to me. The way they like, I guess the way he was losing that fight. if that makes sense.
Beating him down.
Yeah, exactly. It was kind of fucking him up, which was super interesting because it was beautiful. It looked good.
Yeah,
because the background actually moved well. That's my main issue with this show though. A lot of the background seemed really off.
It was static for you.
Yeah, super static for me, and that's what I couldn't do. All right, moving on. Let's move on to the sound design of Invincible. Now, the sound design includes the soundtrack, composition, sound effects, and how well they tied it to the visuals.
All right. So you want to lead with this one?
Yeah. So for sound design for me, the soundtrack was fucking fire, man. And it probably is because it was music more akin to what I like the slow R&B with a little bit of like, you know, upbeat to it, but with a nice soft rock they have in there too would be extremely dope. And in the moments that those tracks came in were just beautiful, perfectly timed with whatever was going on. Whether if it was like a slow moment or just a scene transition, it flowed extremely nicely. As far as the sound effect goes, they were fucking deadly, bro. It was the squishes and the squashes and the
right,
and it just the punches had so much impact. I enjoy the sound quality of this show probably second to anything else. For me, the sound design gets an 8.5.
So I agree with everything you said. The sound design to me was amazing. I won't say amazing, but it was one of the better parts of the show, musicality wise. The actual impact of how everything happened in the show, the whooshing when people fly by, that kind of stuff. All of it just really synchronized. I think that's what American cartoons do very well.
Yes.
Because you will see sometimes in anime, the sound design just isn't like up to par or up to what you think it should be. And this consistently seemed like it was above par. Fact. So I gave it a 9.
9. Okay. All right. Sweet. Okay. So now the best part of the show to me, we're going to go on to the pacing. Now, the pacing consists of episode to episode strength and continuity, how well the story was developed and it unfolded as the series went on.
Okay. So pacing for me in this show, we talked about it before, especially in comparing to like Yasuke. They did the timing of everything in this show very, very well. How everything hit and synchronized was on point. Probably one of the best parts about it is that nothing just seemed out of place. Like when something happened, it seemed like there was correlation to everything in like a chain reaction, like a domino effect where things happen. So pacing for me, very simple, straightforward. It's a 9.
Interesting. Yeah. Pacing was probably some of the best I've seen in a very long time. There were 45-minute episodes. Didn't feel like it whatsoever, like at all. They didn't have a lot of downtime to where I felt bored or I was wanting moment to moment action. Times where I was like checking the time to make sure the episode wasn't about to end when I still had like 35 minutes left. I was excited. You know what I'm saying? Watching them, like just the moment to moment action and the story played out was paced extremely well. For me, I'm gonna go 9.5. For me, it's a little bit higher.
You know, for Polo to play something that high for pacing,
it was real good, man.
That means so Polo could have watched that. If he would have watched that week to week, he'd have been salty. Is what that means. He'd have been mad. He'd have been mad. He'd have been like, I want more. That's
a good point because I watched it all the way through until the final episode dropped. So
he'd have been like, no, I need more. No, dude, it was too. Everything's happening perfectly.
Yes, it was like a long movie. I enjoyed every bit of it.
Yeah.
All right. Next up is the plot. Now, the plot entails the overall story and how well it was written, how well the story resonated with us as the viewer.
So the plot is my favorite part of the story.
Okay.
And I'm not a big superhero fan. I'm not a big superhero fan, but the plot of this show in general just really resonated a lot with me in terms of like overall the main character being like who we would assume is Superman, but also not being who we actually thought he was. Just was overall a really good concept to me. Obviously, people have always been wondering what if Superman was a bad guy. How would that play out? That's exactly what this is. I love seeing, and I mean, Monique, my wife, she thinks that I love villains, which is true. I do love villains.
A good villain. And I think that Omni-Man is a villain with the proper kind of like willpower and conviction, but also has been introduced to a new stimulus in his life that makes him see things differently, even though he wants to be what he originally was. He's like a Vegeta, but like different. So that's characters though. What about the plot?
No, I'm saying he's one of the characters. Like I'm saying this about the plot of how the story goes, like how they develop that whole character in the plot. I think the plot itself is a 9.5.
Okay.
From Invincible not really being invincible, getting his ass kicked all the time, to going to like they are actually at the wrong planet for all these years, trying to figure out who is actually the protector of this planet against the Viltrumites when actually
it's already one been there.
He already been there doing his thing.
Interesting. The plot was cool. It was really, really cool. Sometimes I have to go back to like the definition of our review, right? The overall story and how it felt it was written. There were some pieces of it that wasn't written too well. Because what made Omni-Man say, I'm gonna do this right now? I guess it was when he knew that Mark was about to get his power, right?
Yeah, once his son got his powers, he said it like that. Yeah, he decided that it was time for him to get back into action.
Never mind. Okay. He was just waiting for his son to get the power so they could do it together. Never mind. That's not a plot hole. Yeah, man, the story is better than I thought. I still feel like it just some about it didn't gel with me well. But the problem is it wasn't like it was major, right? Like there was the romance part that was understandable, and that whole plot situation was completely understandable, viable, believable. Even though we didn't agree with it, we still think it was definitely tangible to happen to a 17-year-old kid.
I just recently saw it on time. Everybody was mad at him, and I'm just like, no. He's a child. Sharing his identity with his girlfriend of 4 or 5 months,
even though he should have, because of who the type of girl she was. She was strong enough to take it and not be a snitch about it and tell the world.
How he's supposed to know that?
He's supposed to know that, exactly. So it's like, damned if he do, damned if he didn't type of situation as a 17-year-old kid. See, look at us talking about that plot. It's a nod for me.
Polo upgraded the plot on the spot. Like, all right,
it was gonna be between an 8.5 and a 9, but 9 is definitely where it falls for sure. Characters consist of reliability, overall development and growth of the characters, and how memorable were they. Everybody was fucking memorable.
What's Mark's best friend name?
William.
I hate you.
They were all spectacular. Every character. I love his mom so much. His mom was grounded, very realistic, even though she had a Superman of a human husband, or Superman of a husband.
Like when she was trying to talk sense into him.
Yep.
Like, you know.
But she wasn't stupid either. Like, she's like, yo, I know when something ain't right because I've been with this man for
30 years.
30 years. So, like, I know when something ain't going right. And she was fantastic. Mark was Amber was definitely my least favorite.
Amber was the least favorite.
Yeah. Mark was probably my second least favorite, and I liked him a lot still. You know? And it wasn't like he wasn't likable or relatable, because he was. I just had to keep going back to a 17-year-old mindset, and I'm like, fuck. All this shit makes sense, but I just wouldn't.
A 17-year-old with new powers, you know, he's
exactly.
basically he's like Deku, but like not Deku.
Not much of a crybaby. That's Telle's least favorite excuse.
Not necessarily for Deku. I'll let y'all call Deku a crybaby, but that boy is really like, you know, living that horrible life. He's
a child, man. That's
true.
Like that's what I feel about that crybaby term. But these characters, man, back to these characters. You know what I loved about this too?
What's that?
My dude Machine Head was voiced by one of my favorite TV actors, Jeffrey Donovan from Burn Notice.
Also, that sound design for that too. Goodness gracious, how they did his voice. It was like
he's just a beast actor too. So
yeah, the voice acting itself was good, but the filter they threw over it with the and then like he was like pitching high and low, and then like I was like, yo, they did the fuck out this voice, bro. Like that's where you got to throw in the voice for sound design, because that was it. That was
creative as hell too.
Gold.
What character didn't you like the most besides Amber, obviously?
Amber. What's his name? The black superhero dude. I mean, and I guess really, I can't even say I didn't like him because I think his reasoning was solid. But I do think that like when he came at kinetically charged dude at the end, Rex Explode. At the end when they were like, no, we earned this, I'm gonna wipe this off, and they all kind of jumped at him and they came together. He's like, now we're a team, and he started helping. I was like, nah, bro, you only did that because you was about to get beat up.
Yeah, straight up.
He was about to get body bagged.
I didn't like Rex at all.
Yeah, but I think that's what he was meant to be. You know, like he was written to not be liked.
Yeah, facts. I didn't like his power. I didn't like his attitude. I didn't like his voice acting. I didn't like none of that shit.
I did like his power though. I just think that the way, because I think there's better demonstrations. Like if he could take anything and kinetically charge it and then make it explode. I think there's a lot of really cool concepts to that. Like if he touch you in your clothes, he can just make your clothes explode.
That's cool and all, but I still hate him.
I hate him too. I agree.
Characters for me get an 8.
I actually wrote the same thing, 8.
All right. And with that being said, since we have a new, we literally have a review scale system that does all the math for us, we don't have to tangibly rant anymore. So with that being said, animation, we both gave that a 7. Sound design, I gave it an 8.5. Telle gave it a 9. Pacing, I gave it a 9.5. Telle gave it a 9. Plot, I gave it a 9. Telle gave it a 9.5. Characters, we both gave it an 8, which leaves my overall score as an 8.4. Telle overall score is an 8.5, and the overall score for Mic Check Waifu Invincible is 8.45.
So what you think? Is that our first non-anime review?
First non-anime review.
I mean, it did pretty good.
Yeah, no, 8.45 puts it right above Bungo Stray Dogs. Under Darwin's Game, Made in Abyss, Steins Gate, Erased, Beastars, Demon Slayer, Vinland Saga, Grimgar, Promise Neverland, Fire Force, My Teen Romantic Comedy Series, and Clannad.
I think with
and then Astro Lost in Space, number 1, obviously.
I think with that pacing, though, it kind of deserves that spot. Cause
yeah, 100%.
That pacing, alongside everything else, really put that show in an amazing spot.
100%. And with that, that'll wrap.
All right. So we just finished with our Invincible review. It was an 8.4 for Polo, 8.5 for me, putting it at 8.45. Goodness, our first non-anime review, and it went that good.
Yeah.
Who would have thought? Get to know Mic Check Waifu. Hey, listeners, what would y'all do if you could just, when there was no option, what would you do all day? Also, we talked about, before our break, talked about what albums can you listen to all the way from front to back, from, all the way through. Which ones do you have for us? We gave y'all ours. Let us know what you think about it. Light versus Lelouch. Who is the smarter genius? I think we both agree, really, Lelouch in the end. What was the first game console you bought for yourself or someone else bought for you? Polo and I both got a PS3 for our first personal consoles we bought, as well as Polo got a GameCube, and my first personal bought console was probably a Super Nintendo, something like that. We had some great questions.
Shout out to y'all. We appreciate every last one of y'all.
Really, really good questions. But outside of the questions, we also talked about Saint's Magic Powers Omnipotent, Higehiro, Shaman King Reboot, Osmake.
Stand out of the week.
Yeah. And also we made sure to let everyone know that cheese on pancakes is not as good as ketchup on eggs. And I appreciate y'all for listening to my day. This is my final day, final full day in Florida. And tomorrow will be Texas bound. So this is the last podcast episode where Telle, myself, will be here in Texas.
Let's go.
Thank you.
Let's go. I am at Polo Bornfly on all social media.
I am at King Telliano on all social media.
You can follow our social medias at Mic Check Waifu on Twitter and at Mic Check Waifu on Instagram. And as always, Mic Check.
好きなの。予行練習なんて全部嘘。You're now tuned into Mic Check Waifu Waifu.